Erasmus diary, and today I'm going to be talking about paperwork and the boring bits and pieces you need to do when you move to another country. So, now I've finally arrived in Spain, Galicia to be specific, and a little town called Pontevedra. If you don't know where it is, I'm sure you'll be able to Google that one nice and easily. And first of all, when I arrived, I found somewhere to live. Nice and important, nice and simple. Not as easy for other people, I've heard, but for me quite straightforward, and I was quite lucky. So, what did I do when I first got here? First bit I had to do in terms of paperwork was to go to the police station and get my NIE number, which for some people is a card, and for other people it's a nice bit of paper that looks a little bit like this. However, to get that bit, there's quite a bit behind it that you need to do. You need to bring your passport with you, a photocopy of your passport, and reasons why you're in the country. So for me, I had to bring my contract from the British Council. There's also a form online that you can fill out, which is for them it's a lot easier, and for you, so when you first arrive it's not full-on Spanish straight away. So maybe if you can find that, that would be a good starting point should you need it. Then once you've been to the police station and you've done that, in my case they took my fingerprints, and then I had to go to the bank and pay my taxes as a foreigner in one go, and then I get it's stamped from the bank. I then have to go back to the police station and wait in a very long line again, and I finally get the pin of paper that says I've got an NIE number. Now with that you can do lots of things. You can officially get a contract from your landlord or landlady. You can go to the bank and open a bank account. You can organise your internet contract as well as organising your mobile phone contract. So the first thing I did was go to the bank and get a bank account, because I need one of those for the British Council to be able to pay me. I then went to the internet shop and tried to arrange that, but I was a little bit confused because it was all a bit in the air, and they were trying to say all these things and none of it was making any sense for me. So I just said I'll take the bit of paper and go away and think about it. And the issue for me with the internet and a mobile phone contract is that they are 12 months only, and I can't reduce it to 9, which for me would be absolutely wonderful, but I can't reduce it unless I have a student card. Now if you are studying, when you go on your year abroad, you'll be able to get a student card, and obviously it'll be a little bit easier for you. But those who are doing the British Council, it's important to decide whether you're going to stay a little bit longer than your 8 months, or you're literally going to be there just for your time that you're contracted to. So that's an important decision you really need to think about before you come out here. There are obviously options which aren't contracted, but for me the amount of internet I would get with the dongle just wasn't going to be enough, because obviously I want to Skype family and I need to get online to make presentations for my classes and things like that. So that's just something that you really need to bear in mind. My real issue since being here has been with the internet company. I went to the shop. I also went with my teacher, who's my mentor while I'm out here, just so she could help with any translations or anything that I don't quite understand, and made sure I understood fully what I was signing up for. So I went along again with my passport, my NIE number, and my bank details. These 3 bits of paper have followed me around Pontevedra for the last couple of weeks while I've organised myself. They took copies, I signed the contract, and they said everything was fine. They then phoned the next day to say that the NIE number, they hadn't actually made a proper copy, so we then had to scan and email it, and then I waited a grand total of 22 days to get the internet installed. So just as a warning for some of you, if you do come out here, please be prepared that everything doesn't necessarily run smoothly. For me, I was lucky enough that it was just the internet. That's been the issue. I've been able to use my teachers as well as the internet at school, but as a warning, if you can't get your NIE number, you can't really do anything, and then you can't get your bank account, which delays your payments, and then you can't get the internet or a mobile phone contract, and you can see where I'm going with this. Things aren't necessarily as simple as you want them to be. An important note about the NIE number, it is different for every region of Spain, and then even more so to every police station or town hall. and then even so more to the person who issues you it. In some cases you only have to go once and pay your taxes once, and that will last you the year that you're here. However, in my case, mine has been said that this is only valid for 3 months. So in December, at some point, I need to go back and say that, yes, I am still here and I still am working for the British Council, and I'm still doing what I say I'm doing. But I've been given 2 options. One is to just renew it for another 6 months, so I can just continue out my contract, and my other one is to get a European identification card. Obviously with that one there's a little bit more to it, so I need to go to the town hall, I need a passport photo, I need more copies of everything. It's unbelievable. So that's my process that I'm going through right now. I think I've covered what's happened for me. Opening a bank account I found was a lot easier than I was expecting. I was ever so nervous when I went in there because all the buildings here, the banks are very imperial and have some sort of sense that they're important, and obviously banks are, but a lot different to at home. I first of all couldn't even get in the door. I have to push a buzzer and then it opens. And then I just stood there and just found a man and said in Spanish, I want to open a bank account. And it was very easy. I just gave him my NIE number and my passport, and he did all the work. I just signed a couple of bits of paper, and that was quite simple. Fingers crossed there were no issues with it and it's all perfectly fine, and I'm not going to have to go back and be told that it's not working. Again, on that note, an important thing to remember is some banks do allow you to open with just your passport. However, they will shut down within 3 months. So if you're doing the British Council, you do definitely need a Spanish bank account to be paid. And you can open one without your NIE number, but it will shut down, so obviously that will in the future create more problems. So definitely open it with an NIE number just to make sure that these sorts of things aren't going to incur for you. And I think I've covered everything. I will suggest maybe buying a plastic wallet or folder so you can keep all the paperwork together, and mine fits nicely in my bag, so should I ever need it to go to school with, because the school need all this information, or if I go to the bank, or if I go to the internet shop, things like that, I've got it all with me in one place and I haven't gone, oh, I've forgotten this or I've forgotten that. So that's just a little bit of advice that I've found. In terms of the school paperwork, I've been ever so lucky that the school have organised it all for me. I've only had to sign to say that I'm there and hand over a copy of my NIE and a copy of my bank account details. I've been quite lucky in that I haven't had to actually really do anything. So in terms of settling in and getting the essentials done, I've had quite a smooth ride other than the internet, but these things are expected. And I think that covers my advice and journey for the first few weeks living in Spain. So if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to find out more about others who are in France or in Spain, please do subscribe and check out our other videos. Also, please check out our website where there are some information and some blogs about all of us and pictures and other exciting things that are happening across Europe. And also please check out the Coventry University website, and if you want you can order a prospectus there. Thank you very much.